Hey, what's up guys? Budget Yugioh here with a deck profile for Magician of Chaos. So this one is a budget deck. You can probably make it for under $40 if you cut out one of the cards in here. But I'm not playing Pot of Extravagance in this. I've seen some other decks where, you know, I know it's good because we don't play an extra deck basically. And the whole point of this deck is to turbo out Magician of Chaos and then have some fun, because I love playing this deck, and I don't expect it to win tournaments or anything, but in friendly matches it's pretty funny, and the artwork on this guy is amazing. So I decided to make a deck around him, and let's just jump into it. So the boss monster, kind of, I don't know if he's the boss monster, but he's the main monster you want to summon out. So it's a level 7 ritual monster, and his effect is that when either player activates a spell or trap effect, he can chain to it and pop one card in the field. So it's a soft once per turn, so if you have multiple, they can both activate. Not on the same chain, but for each activation of a spell card or a trap card. Against certain matchups, he's really good because you can just summon him out. If your opponent tries to play a field spell or continuous spell, you just immediately destroy it. Or if you set a trap card, or a quick play spell, you can chain himself to whatever you activate. So he's actually pretty strong, but you have to be smart about what you destroy or when you trigger it. And then 3 Dark Magician. I actually made this deck because I found these Yugi structure decks, the OG original Ultra Dark Magician. So 3 of these because you gotta play them for the advanced ritual art. And then I'm playing 1 Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. The Magician of Chaos also has an effect where if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Chaos Ritual monster from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. So if Magician of Chaos gets destroyed, you bring out this 4000 attack monster for free, and he inflicts double piercing damage, and he cannot be destroyed by, he can't be targeted, and he can't be destroyed by card effects. So the only way they're going to beat over him is to attack him, and a lot of decks cannot go over a 4000 attack monster, but it is weak to Borrow Sword Dragon, so that's the one downside of that. So let's see, next we got 3 Magician's Rod. So Magician's Rod will help you search out Dark Magician spell or traps, and it's the only normal summon of the deck. So you want to see this in your opening hand for added consistency. And then we have the Incantation engine. So that's 1 Chalice Slime, 2 Talismandra, 2 Candle, 1 Bookstone, and then 1 Pencil Plume. I was thinking of upping Pencil Plume to 2, but I don't know if it's necessary. I added a bunch of draw cards to this to make it a little more consistent. The Chalice Slime is really good when you've got the you really just need to search for 1 missing piece, and a lot of the time you are missing just 1 combo piece. So that's it for the monsters. Now the spells. I have 3 Dark Magical Circle. So Circle is good because you get to look at the top 3 cards and then add 1 Dark Magician spell or trap. And also, if you don't do that, well, that's fine. You can still rearrange the cards and put them back on top of the deck. So the next turn you'll draw a card that you want to see. So this is actually very important. And also, if you summon a Dark Magician while this is on the field, you get to banish 1 card on the field, which is really good combined with the Magician of Chaos, because what you do is you ritual summon Magician of Chaos, Dark Magical Circle activates, and then you chain him, so you banish 1, and then you destroy 1. That's the main control combo here, where you can just pick at your opponent's field and gain advantage through that. So for the other spells, Preparation of Rites, probably one of the best top decks in this. Also a great setup card. Search for your level 7 or lower rituals. So unfortunately you can't search Chaos Max, but if you just find the Incantation, you could Incantation into Talismandra, or you can just add the Magician Chaos to your hand. And you also get the, if you get a ritual spell from your graveyard, so you can reuse advanced ritual art. Preparation is amazing in this. So of course, like I said, 3 advanced ritual art. You just dump Dark Magician to the graveyard. Very good card. Helps thin your deck a lot because you don't want to really draw the Dark Magicians. 1 Chaos Form, and then 1 Incantation Inception. So this can be searched off of Magician's Rod, which is sometimes what you have to do for that ritual spell to activate the incantation. And then Incantation Inception. You don't really use the incantations for anything else, and this allows you to tribute them off and also send them to the graveyard to add this back to hand, which can be good. And then draw cards. I'm going triple Allure of Darkness. So we do have a lot of dark targets. There's not really synergy for banishing, but because we don't have extravagance, I'm playing this as like a budget alternative. And it's not once per turn, so you can cycle through, like last night I cycled through 3 of these on the same first turn. It's pretty funny, but sometimes this is not good because if you don't have that dark monster, this is like a dead card. You don't want to be blind Alluring of Darkness. And then 1 Upstart Goblin, because we really just need to get to our combo. And I tested it, and you know, with these 4 cards, it's a lot more consistent. If you chose not to play them, you end up bricking a lot more. But this solves some of that problems because I don't expect this deck's not consistent enough to be tournament viable. But it is super fun, especially when you play the draw cards and you hope to draw into your combo pieces. It feels super rewarding. Okay, and then for the traps, I'm playing 3 Eternal Soul. You gotta play this in a Dark Magician deck. It makes all your Dark Magicians unaffected by your opponent's card effects. And then you can also special summon a Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard once per turn. So this combos well with the Magician Chaos, because then you can you summon Magician Chaos, and then on your opponent's turn you flip Eternal Soul to stop their monster from like destroying yours from their card effect. And then you can chain and then destroy 1 card in the field. And also special summon back the Dark Magician you sent off of Advanced Ritual Art from your graveyard. The one downside is that if you're playing against a deck that has monsters that can destroy back row, you are pretty screwed, because if this is destroyed or leaves the field, you get Raigeki'd. So that's really bad, but that's the downside, because the upside on this is so good. Like, this will win you a game if your opponent cannot destroy it, because you just get Dark Magician. Actually, it can summon back Magician Chaos, because Magician Chaos is a Dark Magician in the field and graveyard. And then the last 5 cards, I'm playing the Artifact Engine. So Artifact Sanctum, Artifact Scythe. If you don't have the money for the Artifact Sanctums, then don't play this. You can just fill it in with some other spell and traps. I know, yeah, there's some other things you could definitely put in here. You can go Effect Veilers, you can go Forbidden Chalice, you can go some other... you want to go for like quick play and normal traps so that you can activate it on your opponent's turn and chain to it. But the reason why these are good, because Artifact Sanctum gives you a card that you can chain your Magician Chaos. So what I would usually do is, if you're playing against a combo deck, your opponent summons 1 monster, they summon another monster, you flip Artifact Sanctum, and then you special summon Scythe from the deck. He locks out the extra deck so that your opponent cannot do any link play, and they can't synchro, can't exceed summon, can't do any fusions, which is really good for stunning a lot of meta decks nowadays. But But not only that, is that if you can also chain your Magician Chaos to destroy one of the monsters. So it's good disruption, and it also ensures that you're not going to get heavy comboed off. Now against certain decks, they might not use extra deck too much, so you probably side these out. Or you could side deck these, but Artifact Scythe is good because you can set this, and then on your opponent's turn, if you're able to destroy it, you can summon it to the field. And then, since your Magician Chaos can chain to any spell or trap, you can destroy the Scythe yourself. Most decks don't have that luxury. So that's why I'm playing 2 Scythe. Most people, they would side deck like this. But with this, it ensures that you don't brick with the Artifact Sanctum as much. So that's it for the main deck. It's relatively budget. So if you take out the Artifact engine, the Scythes are cheap, but the Sanctums are like, maybe $8 each. I haven't checked the price on them. But yeah, if you don't play that, all of these are pretty cheap. Allure is a couple bucks. Yeah, all of these are very cheap cards. Magician Chaos is maybe like $1 to $2. Incantations are pretty cheap. Dark Magicians, you just get commons or something. So I think this deck performs surprisingly well against certain matchups. And then against other matchups, it just gets blown out by spell and trap removal if you're not careful with the Eternal Soul. And I don't really have a side deck, but I do have a couple cards that are pretty good. So Pancratops, good for going second, and just in general big body. Pancratops actually hard counters this deck because he can beat over Magician Chaos, and also he can destroy Eternal Soul. So he's our friend and also our worst enemy. You're going to go Mystical Space Typhoon or Cosmic Cyclone. Twin Twisters is a good card, but in this deck you can't really afford to discard cards to destroy back row. So MST is good because when you have Magician Chaos out, he basically turns this into a Twin Twister anyways. Forbidden Chalice is not bad. It's 20 cents, and it's basically a effect veiler / impermanence. You were to mix the two, but maybe it's not as good. But it is quick play, which means it is good with the Magician Chaos to negate one monster, and then you can use this to pop them. And then Dark Magic Attack. Dark Magic Attack, I was trying to main deck this because Harpy's Feather Duster, when you got Magician Chaos on the field, or Dark Magician, which is really amazing. But and you can search this off Eternal Soul, so this might actually end up going back in to destroy some back row decks. But yeah, I just found that you kind of brick into this if you hard draw it, which you never want to do. So let's see. I can do some combos here if you want. I'll just pull it up really quick here. So alright, so let's just get into a couple test hands to see what we can do. So we draw Preparation of Rites, Eternal Soul, Magician Chaos, Dark Magician, Incantation, Inception. So assuming we're going first, this actually is not a great hand because we don't have a spell card, spell ritual card to summon out the Chaos, Magician Chaos, but we can go Preparation of Rites, search for Incantation, Chalice Slime. So let's see, we're gonna get Chalice Slime, and then we're gonna activate Chalice Slime's effect, discarding Incantation Inception. So we can special summon a Incantation Candle from the deck, activate Candle's effect, add Advanced Ritual Art to our hand, and then we can go, we can either just straight up Advanced Ritual Art into Magician Chaos and set the Eternal Soul, but I'm actually going to activate the Incantation Inception, add it back to my hand by discarding Chalice Slime. And then that allows you to special summon one incantation from your deck. We're gonna go with the let's see. We can either go Pencil Plume and add Talisman back to hand, basically just pulling this out of the deck. We could go Talismandra to add Blue Eyes Chaos Max Striking, which I think is the better play, so I'm going to do that. So add Blue Eyes Chaos Max to her hand. Okay, and then Advanced Ritual Art. Activate, summon Magician Chaos, send Dark Magician from deck to graveyard. And then from here, you could probably just even Incantation Inception to summon Blue Eyes Chaos Max by tributing these. And then set Eternal Soul. So, I mean, you got two big monsters out on board. This one can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. And then this one can chain, you can chain Eternal Soul to make this immune to your opponent's card effects. And then also pop one card and summon back Dark Magician from the graveyard. So just, I wouldn't flip Eternal Soul until your opponent did something that you had to respond to. Because if they have like a Twin Twister or anything that destroy back row, like a Nightmare Phoenix, then you're in trouble. But, so that's one test hand. Let's probably do a couple more here. Alright, let's go another test hand. So we got Magician Chaos, Magician's Rod, Dark Magical Circle, Incantation Talismandra, and Allure of Darkness. So this is actually a really good hand. So first thing you want to do is go Dark Magical Circle, and then see what's on top. Preparation of Rites, Bookstone, and Magician's Rod. So we can't add anything. But because we can see the top 3 cards, we can manipulate it for the Allure of Darkness, which is good because now we can guarantee that we're drawing 2 and we know we have dark targets. So we're gonna put the Preparation on top and then probably the Bookstone on top. Bookstone is mainly for its effect to summon one of the other incantations. We don't really like get ritual spells from the graveyard too often. Anyways, we're gonna go Allure of Darkness. Draw 2, and then because we know that we're drawing the Bookstone, we just banish that, and then from here we go activate Talismandra. So reveal Dark Magician, special summon to the field, and then activate to summon Kandal from the deck. Kandal is going to activate and search for your Advanced Ritual Art to hand, and then from there we're going to go normal summon Magician's Rod, search, add Eternal Soul to hand, and then we're going to also do Advanced Ritual Art, summon Magician Chaos by sending Dark Magician to the graveyard from the deck. And then we're going to go Preparation of Rites, which allows us to add Advanced Ritual Art back to our hand from the graveyard, and then also add a Magician Chaos from deck to hand. And then you set the Eternal Soul and hope your opponent cannot destroy your back row. Because on their turn, let's say they play a card, or they summon a monster, they maybe play a spell or something. Eternal Soul, activate Magician Chaos to chain and destroy, and then you special summon Dark Magician from the graveyard. I don't know, you can see that. So, and then you activate Dark Magical Circle to banish one card that they control. And then if they happen to like destroy your board or something, now that sucks, but Eternal Soul will protect your Dark Magicians. On next turn, you know, you would just you could activate a spell, chain to destroy something. If you had space, you would go another Magician Chaos, but That's just showcasing a good turn from what this deck can do, which if your opponent doesn't have a good answer to it, you could possibly just steal the game right there. So thanks for checking out this deck profile. Give it a try and let me know what you guys think, or what you guys, if you have any suggestions for how I can improve this. I'm still constantly testing out my decks and seeing what cards I can change out and see what else works. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. Got a couple more decks that I want to showcase on this channel, and also a bunch more budget Yu-Gi-Oh tips and tricks. So yeah, give this video a like, and be sure to subscribe if you enjoy the content. So peace out, guys.